engineer Nathaniel taking this course from fundamental construction. I'm sorry, I'm going to take it without you guys being my screen due to some technical issues we are currently facing. Now, in this course, we are going to look at we'll be looking at the domestic construction industry and technologies associated with it. Now, as a matter of fact, the first assignment I'm going to give to us on this course is the domestic construction industries and technologies associated with it. Please, if you can hear me very well, note it down. Domestic construction industry and the technologies associated with it. We will also be looking at modern and sustainable forms of construction, building materials. We'll be looking at building materials and their properties, building components, elements, and forms. So we'll be looking at this. And in this class, most of these things come as an assignment. We're going to work together as one. So I will not be only one working on this. Now, here, before we talk about construction, if you're talking about, before we talk about fundamentals of construction, then we're going to talk about the construction, the project manager, the construction industry, whatever. Now, let's look at the construction industry. What is the construction industry? Construction, what's construction? So let's just look at construction. Construction is the process that sets up a portable plan, bring to the site, and on completion of work, moves the plant away and leaves its output standing. That is construction for you. Now, if you look at it, for some of us that have visited some construction sites, you see them bringing some of their equipment to the sites, trying to make you know, see what they are doing, use the equipment, and by the time they are through with the construction, they move their equipment away. The only thing you see standing on, or the only thing you see left on the site is the structure in which they have built or created with their equipment. Now, outputs are immobile. The output of construction, they are immobile structures. Now, when we talk about the output of construction, the output of construction, I said they are immobile. Let's say, for example, can you move an airport? No, we cannot move an airport. Airport is one. The output of construction, airport cannot be moved. You cannot move your building. Can anybody move his or her building from one location to another and say, no, I'm tired of here, I'm going to Asuro, let me go to my building in Asuro. It's not going to be possible. So you can see it's immobile structure, is an immobile structure. Now you cannot move it down. You cannot move roads. When they are there, they are there. They don't there. That's the physical structures or the evidence of construction work. You cannot move a tunnel plant, municipal treatment plant, pipelines. You cannot just move them and say I'm taking them somewhere. No, that is what construction is all about. And when we talk about the construction industry, we are talking about the industries that are involved in this construction processes. When we're talking about the construction industry, we are talking about the industries involved in carrying out these assignments in the construction industry. So they are the industries. Now, if I ask you to mention some, the first one somebody mentioned for me is Julius Berger. Yes, that is the construction company. Somebody mentioned RCC. Yeah, you are right, it's a construction company, but when we talk about what we look deep into construction, it's not only those that are constructing buildings, roads that are construction industry. No, there are other forms of construction. So this is what I want us to look at. Another assignment I'm giving to you, state the different types of construction. State the different types of construction. Please, hope you're noting this down. State the different types of construction. So I hope that if I don't narrow your mind to one area and say construction is all about building, all about laying of roads, construction of roads. No, construction are different areas. Mechanical engineering, constructing of equipment, that's construction. Now, civil, you know them to be construction of buildings, roads. Now in electrical, we have so please state assignment number 2, state the different types of construction or different types of construction industries in different areas. So in the mechanical, in electrical, in civil, in production, just let know them. So this is construction. But in this course, we're going to talk more on building construction. We're going to talk more on building construction. And I know that in this course, if you go to this course, definitely you can be a building constructor. You can be a building constructor. You can be one of them having building. You can be given a building, construction manager. That can be called as a construction manager. We're going to be looking at this in this place. Now, before we go deep, now let's first of all know what the project is. But when we talk about construction, construction is part of the project. It's a project. Yeah, it's a project. I don't care what anybody wants to say about it. Construction is a project which needs somebody to manage, somebody who has to look after it until the project is completed. So, what is a project? Now, in our project management, we've gotten our definition, but here I want to tell you that again, a project is a temporary effort undertaken to create a unique product or service. A project is a temporary effort undertaken to create a unique product or service. Now, I repeat again, a project is a temporary effort undertaken to create a unique product or service. Now, any undertaking with a defined starting, that is a project. A project must have a starting and an end point. So these are not that any undertaking, anything you undertake that have a defined starting and ending point and defines objectives by which completion is defined. So this is a project for you. In practice, most projects depend on limited resources by which objectives of the project are accomplished. So most projects depends on limited resources, the resources available to achieve their objectives and accomplish their aim in a project. Now, characteristics of construction industry. Let's look at the characteristics of construction industry. One, the physical nature of the product. The physical nature of the product. One, when we look at the physical nature of the product, under the physical nature of the product, now the large, heavy, and expensive. Now, construction industries, they are large, heavy, and expensive. And if you see when they take up some kind of construction project, you see some kind of gigantic construction project. It's not just a project of melting, no. It has been a project that has been developed for long and is expensive. It requires over a wide geographical area. It requires over a wide geographical area. I'm talking about the physical nature of the product now, the physical nature. Because we are talking about the characteristics of construction industry, and I said one, the physical nature of the product. Two, large, heavy, and expensive. It is large, heavy, and expensive. And number three, it is required over a wide geographical area. Number four is customer tailored. Now, it's what the customer wants, tailored to the customer's desire. And number five, a large part of components manufactured elsewhere. So these are the physical and the characteristics under the physical component. Then number two is the ultimate use of the product. The ultimate use of the product is one of the I can talk about the means to further production. Is the means to further production as an addition or improvement of infrastructure and economic growth. It is a social investment, e.g. hospital. It's a social investment, e.g. hospital, schools, name them. Then as an investment for direct enjoyment, that is housing. So these are characteristics of construction industry. Now the demand for the product is determined for different types of products. Now the demand for the product, demand for the construction or for whatever is determined for different types of the product. It's determined for different types of the product. Determined for different types of the product, largely dependent on governmental policies and largely dependent on economic cycles. Another characteristic is it is a unique industry. It is a unique industry. It incorporates small remodeling to giant international multi-billion-dollar contractors. It is a unique industry. It incorporates small remodeling to giant international multi-billion-dollar contractors. it is highly competitive, low profit margin. Then the next one we look at it, many parties are involved in the process. Another characteristic is that many parties are involved in the process. Many parties are involved. When you talk of the project, when you have a project, you see stakeholders coming here and there on the project. So many parties are involved in the process. One of them is the owner. The owner is involved in the process. The architect is involved in the process. The company is involved in the process. The sub
Finish it now. Where are you going?
because of that, contractor is involved in the process. The material and equipment are involved in the process. So they are involved in the process. They are involved in the process. This is what is telling us on what we should know about them. Another person involved, the regulatory agencies are also involved, etc. Now, because before you construct a building, you have to go through processes, and the regulatory agency has to come and see the construction site and what you are about to construct is posing threat to the public, so they know how to tackle it and to approach it. The price determined is a discrete process for each project and for each piece of work subcontracted, that is subcontracted bidding or negotiation. The human resources, during shortage of skilled workers due to body industrial protection, the aging forces, absence of apparent technologies, requirement of travel. Safety is another thing we have to characteristics. Construction accounts for 19.5% of all workforce fatalities in 2000. In the United States, about 5% of that is. So safety is very important in talking about in everything we need safety. Another one is quality control. Yes, I problem with quality. So quality control and assurance is also involved in construction industry. Construction industry. Infrastructure, commercial buildings, or residential. So these are what the characteristics talk all about. In commercial building, you have the churches, the mosques, the government buildings, hospital, labor and material intensive. So these are part of all we need to know. When we talk about the residential building, single family home, the home we say the residential building in apartment, town houses. So these are what we looking about. Now the construction rates, construction contractors. Construction contractors. These are companies and individuals engaged in the business of construction. Construction contractors are companies and individuals engaged in the business of construction. Now, if you are not in the business of construction, you don't have anything to do with the construction area. To be called, you don't have any business to be called a contractor because you are not in that area. So, construction contractors are companies and individuals engaged in the business of construction. So that is their core area. They operate under a contract agreement with the owner. They operate under a contract agreement. Okay, like as I was saying, the construction industry, if you don't have any business in the construction industry, there is no way, there is no way you can be called a contractor. So you need to have a business in the construction industry. Now that is where we talk about the contractor. That is the contractor, construction contractor. Now we have also what we call the construction contractor manager. Now the construction contractor manager is someone that looks after the affairs, that manages the affairs of the construction. This is someone that manages the affairs of the construction. He or she manages the affairs of the construction, what is going on, and the equipment, make sure that everything is in place, and manages time of the construction to make sure that everything is as planned, and the due date for the construction is achieved. The due date of the construction is achieved without a delay. So that is for the person in the construction industry. Now, what some of the things when we talk of construction, we talk about the stages of construction. Now we have the planning stages, the design stage. Now the design stage, how is the project going to look like? Then the construction, the design of the construction, and everybody sits down to look carefully at it. And before we look after the design stage, we have the pre-construction stage, pre-construction. Now we try to like look at, okay, if this thing is this, what are some of the lapses or the unforeseen circumstances we'll see. So by the time these things are carried out, we can also, okay, we are good to go with the construction. The another thing I would like us to know when we talk about construction also, now you need to plan. You need to plan the planning, the scheduling. These are very, very vital when it comes to the construction industry. We do not just relax and like, okay, we are through the construction, we have the money, we have what we want to do. But what exactly do you intend to do? If you pump the money without a plan, if you are not planning, definitely you end up wasting a lot of money. Why? Because you never planned for the construction. So as a construction manager, you oversee the whole of this thing. You are like a supervisor. I will call you a supervisor, moving from side to side, checking what your people have done in the construction. Are they doing the right thing? Are they following the right, using the right equipment? How are the equipment functioning? Are they functioning well? Are they functioning in the form that they ought to have functioned? So these are the things you look at when you are a construction manager. Now, the construction manager. So you don't sit down in your house and relax. No, some of the duties of a construction manager, you need to communicate with the contractors on site or with the workers on site on a daily basis. You need to talk, have meetings with them, and try to let them know what and the latest development. Another thing, you need to report timely. You need to timely report. Is very, very important. Timely reports. You need to report information timely, whether near miss when it comes to safety, near miss, fatality, injury, accident. There should be timely report of incident so that management could look into it, or preventive measures could be taken not to have such things next time. So you need to report timely as a construction manager. You're not just sitting in the going to site and sit down and say, okay, all is well, things are going on. No, report timely the level of the design, the level of the construction, where they are at the moment, how are they being. Now you have to report these things for time, and as you do them, those at the office or your boss is also having a nice time with themselves, be able to defend and speak on your behalf while you are not there, to tell the stakeholders the latest development and how far the construction has gone to. Why? Because you on site is reporting timely, and you report. How do you report? You report by sending videos, by making calls and sending video evidences or pictures of the construction to show the level at which the work is going, to let them know the level at which the work is going. If the work is fast, they should be able to tell you the work is fast, and if it is slow, they should be able to tell, oh, this work is not what we expected, it should be faster than this. So these are some of the things we should, construction manager should put into his or her head, put into account. It is very vital for the construction manager to have it. Now let's look at what are the components of the building. What are the components of the building? Before I start winding up and giving you assignment today to look at, what are the components of a building? Now look around where you are. If you are in a building, what are the components of that building? Now the components of the building. If anybody wants to tell me, somebody will tell me windows, doors, ceilings. Yeah, you are right. Those are components of a building. Those are the components of the building. Please, before I give my next assignment, now let's take this. All assignments should be submitted to safetybliss@yahoo.com. All assignments should be submitted to safetybliss@yahoo.com. I spell SAFETYBLISS@yahoo.com. Safetybliss@yahoo.com, please, and it must get to me not later than Tuesday, 28th April 23. Get to will go deeper to know much about this course. Sorry for the technical issues we have. We are not able to view my screen. I believe the technical directors they will be able to fix it before our next class, and we'll get to see the slide, my screen, and follow as lecture. Now, another assignment I want to give to you, assignment number 3. What are list different types of construction equipment and their uses? List different types of construction equipment and their uses. List different types of construction equipment and their uses. List different types of construction equipment and their uses. List different types of construction equipment and their uses. Then assignment number 4. Cement and its forms. Cement and its forms. Cement and its forms. Cement and its form, or forms of cement. So let me get the date I requested that all assignments should be sent to me. So it must get to me on that date. And I repeat again, the email is safetybliss@yahoo.com. So please, safetybliss is where I want to receive all assignments. If you send it to other emails, we will not honor it. But when you send to the right email, we will honor it. And the deadline again is 23:59 p.m. Then we discuss further. Now another assignment, please take note. Another assignment I'm giving to you. Model. What are the right on? State the modern and sustainable forms of construction. State and explain the modern and sustainable forms of construction. State and explain the modern forms of sustainable construction. State and explain the modern State and explain modern and sustainable forms of construction. State and explain modern forms of sustainable construction. Because if we take this course properly and we are able to take this course, there is no project or no construction project you will not be able to manage, because as a result of this, after this training, you have the knowledge of managing any construction project, irrespective of whether it's complex or simple, or basic, whatever construction project that should be assigned to you. So it's very vital. Please stay with me. Next week we'll meet again and we talk better on these issues. Next week we'll meet again and we talk better on this issue. Now, let me give one more assignment before I call it a day in this class. Let me give one more assignment before I call it a day in this class. List the different types of domestic construction. List the different domestic construction industries in Nigeria. List the different construction domestic construction industries in Nigeria. List the different domestic construction industries in Nigeria. List the different domestic construction industries in Nigeria. Then B, what do you understand by domestic construction industry? 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 Then C, list and explain the different stages of construction. 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 Then D, what is the difference between construction manager and project manager? State the difference between construction manager and project manager. State the difference between construction manager and project manager. State the difference between construction manager and project manager. Please, this assignment must get to me again, I repeat, not later than 23:59 p.m. And for 5 for now. Thank you.